Hello, YouTube. I'm Andrew Does Hair. You can find my work on Instagram at Andrew Does Hair. I'm doing this video a little bit late. I should have done this like 3 years ago and it would have gotten maybe some hits back then, but I still get a lot of requests for this. People ask me like, how do I get that messy TikTok fringe? I don't really do this haircut a lot, but I just figured I'd take this weird mannequin that has had something done to it and quickly knock out a messy TikTok fringe here. So first I'm going to find the high point of the head and split the hair across from there. And then everything in front of it is I'm going to push forward, and I'll take a center strip of hair and I want to pull it straight out from where it grows. So I can look at the root, and if I pull it up, I can see it's bending. And if I pull it down, I can see it's bending. But I want to find the angle I can pull it out to where it's not really bending at the root. I want it straight out. And then I'm going to cut it parallel to the head. And so essentially it's one length all the way up there. Now I'm going to take a section just outside of that original section, pull it to the same angle, and I'm going to use the first section as a guide to cut this one. Once I've done that, I will take the original section, move it out of my way, and take the previous section, the one that I just cut, and use it as a guide for the next section. So by having my guide shift across the head like this, it's going to maintain, for the most part, the same length from the inside to the outside of the haircut. But I'm going to repeat this process all the way out to the outside edge. Again, I didn't cut this mannequin. I don't know what's going on with it. Ignore the sides and the back for now. So once I've done the right side of the head, I'm going to do the same thing moving to the left. Now, I don't want to keep bringing everything into the middle guide because that'll make the hair get progressively longer near the outside. But by moving my guide outward as I pick up new sections, it's going to maintain the same length from left to right, hopefully, if I did it right. Once I'm done working across the head, I want to take cross sections the opposite direction that I took my initial sections to kind of cross check the haircut. For the most part, it's pretty good. Maybe, a little bit here and there can be clipped off, but I want to pull the hair out to the same angle that I was holding it when I cut the sections initially. So this is kind of the general shape of our little TikTok fringe here. It's not straight up, it's not straight out, it's not straight down. Now that I've established that, I'm just going to race through the rest of the haircut here, which is nothing unique or special. And honestly, what I'm doing with this head is I'm just trying to make it work. You can see it's kind of cut all over the place. This was probably like a teaching tool or a creative cut at one point, but it's what I had access to. So once I get back up to the fringe here and we get back to the point of this video, what I want to start doing is taking sections that run across the head, and I'm going to punch cut from the front to the back. This is going to texturize the hair, of course, but by doing it in this direction, it's going to cause a little bit of influence on the hair to make it want to flip upward as it falls forward. So once I'm done working through this fringe and knocking out weight this way, you can see that even if I just kind of shake it, now it wants to kind of flick up in the front there. So again, just refining the haircut to make it look somewhat presentable, somewhat decent. It actually looked really, really cool before I started messing with it, but whatever was going on with the sides just didn't work with this little fringe situation. So when I go to blow dry the hair, I want all the roots to sit in their natural fall. But once I get to that fringe, I want to kind of push the root in the direction it naturally grows. And at the same time, I want to use the air from the dryer to push the tips of the hair in the opposite direction. If I do this long enough, it's going to start to force some bend into the hair. People who have naturally wavy hair, this happens almost immediately. If you don't have naturally wavy hair, you can essentially use your finger as like a round brush or a roller here to kind of force a little bit of bend in there. Now, sometimes you see this hairstyle where it's like immaculately perfectly bent. In a case like that, I would use a round brush, but a lot of the examples I was finding online were really, really messy and just kind of had this general like messy vibe to it. And this is how I would go about doing that. So I hope it was useful. I hope it was helpful. I don't do a ton of these haircuts, but if I were asked to do one, this is how I'd pull it off. Thanks for watching.